Galatians Howard here with Third Movement. I want to bring a video to you guys. So I recently shut down my personal Facebook. You can still go to Third Movement Facebook, Facebook/ Third Movement. You can find us there. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna focus on that page a little bit more. But yes, I don't get into a lot of different social media. If it wasn't for this ministry that I'm trying to build, I probably wouldn't get into any social media. For me, it's just, social media is a way that I can reach people for Jesus. There's more people in social media that need, well, everybody needs Jesus, but there's a lot of people in social media that need Jesus. So I say I do social media ministry. And I love this. I love this YouTube. I love doing this. I think it's cool. But coming along with social media, there's doing social media ministry. There's social media issues that needs to be handled and addressed. That we as social media, whatever you want to call us, teachers, pastors, whatever you want to call us, we need to address. And I think we need to. There's a fine line when we address these different issues, and I'm not trying to stall this video or anything. I just want to really be understood. So here's why I'm addressing racism, because I think that this is something for the church to address, and I think the church needs to take the lead in racism. Everybody knows that the most segregated day of the year is Sunday, and that's because churches, there's a white church that only deals mostly, that the majority of white people go to, there's black churches that the majority of black, etc. I talk about this a lot in different videos, and I apologize for my head being cut off there. But anyway, so when we look at these different issues amongst racism, we have to understand this. This is nothing new. Racism is nothing new. It was just called by a different name, and it was a different issue back in the day. When we look at the first church, the first century church dealt with it. Paul even wrote that this whole salvation thing wasn't for just the Jews. It was Jew first, and then the Gentiles. The Jews thought themselves to be a little bit better because it was called by God. And Gentiles, they were just non-believers. We look at the history of America, and it's not a pretty picture, the history of America. And there's nothing we can do about the history of America. There's nothing we can do about it. But there's something we can do about the future of America. In the history of America, we see that the church was one of the last entities to let go of slavery. One of the last ones. And I think that put a stain on the church, but not a stain that we cannot overcome. Understand this. Christ said that love God and love each other was the two most important commandments, right? He said matter of fact, he left us with two commandments. He said love God and love each other. He didn't say love God and then love the people that look like you, right? So now it's on both sides. This race issue is on both sides. A lot of it is cause and effect, but the race issue is on both sides. Black hating whites and whites hating blacks. The biggest issue I think it is there's not an understanding of each other. There's not a lot of white people understanding black people and vice versa. And then we let the media like Fox News and CNN and MSN, all these different things, even some of the media in on YouTube and other things, even some of the other medias, they come and tell you this is how black people is and this is how white people is. So we don't go and try to talk to each other and find out who we really are, right? Find out who my white neighbor is or who my black neighbor is. Find out about each other, talking to each other. So we take these predeceived notions of each other and we live off that and we build our whole world around it, and sometimes we even build ministries around them. But what I'm trying to say in this video is the church has a opportunity right now to go ahead and change that. How do we change that? How about coming along and say, I want to partner with this all black church. I want to partner with this all Hispanic church. and say, you know what, we want to get to know each other. We just want to spend one Sunday out of the month and we worship together. One of the things that my old church we used to do was it was a white church, and we used to once a month, maybe once or twice, once every 2 months, 3 months, whatever. But we used to go over there and have fellowship with them because they wanted to understand that they wanted to know who we are. They wanted to get to know us, not understand us like we some kind of animal, no. But they wanted to get to know us, right? So in my history of church, I've been blessed to see that, okay, another church tried to get to know another church. And I think we need to do this more often. If we want to do something major in America, if we want to be a big part of changing America, we can start by changing race and by knowing each other and then coming together, we can build a unity. See, the enemy don't want you to be unified. He wants you divided. Jesus said, "What could come good of a house that's divided? It will not stand, it will fall." So we have a perfect opportunity, church. Pass this video around, people, not because I want to get famous. I care less about fame. I don't want fame, but as a matter of fact, fame, nothing good happens to fame. But I do want to preach a message to help someone, and I think this is that message. We can start by just getting to know each other. That will clear half of the racist issues, is by getting to know each other. And understand this, every community have bad apples. Every community have bad apples. But when you see a community filled with bad apples, you might have to say, okay, well, man, that can't be right. Maybe something is happening to show just the bad apples in that community, right? I really hope that this video gets somebody. Let's have one third moment.